Hi guys, it's Miss Julia. I just wanted to let you know that we're going to put out a few fun videos for you guys to try at home while you're at home. And some of these are geared to younger students, some are a little bit more advanced. So you decide which ones you want to try. I want you to put your own flair. Some of you guys are a little more advanced than others, and you can like spruce them up and share them on Facebook, and it'd be kind of fun to see what other people have come up with. So I'm going to do a little one right now that's geared a little bit more to a younger crowd, but the older kids can definitely try it. I'm going to do it in marker just so that you're able to see it. So I'm going to start in the middle of the page. I'm just using computer paper right now. Use your sketchbook if you want to put a little more into it. I'm going to start with a circle. So the circle doesn't have to be perfect, just a freehand circle. Find the center on each side of the circle and put a little tick. Then one finger space down, we're going to put another little tick. And what I want you to do is I want you to start with a loose wavy line, not a tight wavy line, just a loose wavy line like this. And it doesn't have to be even, okay? And at the tick, start loop around, come down with a little bit of a point, a rounded point like this. Okay, so you can kind of see where we're headed. Now I'm going to add two eyes. This is going to be a clown. Okay, now I'm going to add an iris and an iris. And in the middle of that, I'm just going to add like a little half a pupil and a little half a pupil. That can be just with your pencil for now, okay? I'm going to continue it and leave a little white highlight like that. Now I'm going to start about halfway into the hump of the cheek, and I'm going to put a head, come all the way around to about the halfway point on this side. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little hat on his head by putting a circle. Then I'm going to find the halfway point of that circle on both sides. Start off skinny, go fatter, go skinny again. So he's got a little rim on his hat, little ribbon on the hat, and then I'm going to add a little sprig and a flower. Okay, now I want to go back over here. We're going to add two little ears, nothing fancy, nothing, just simple ears like that. Then I'm going to find approximately 3 fingers. For those of you with small hands, 4 fingers. We're going to come down on each side. We're going to put a little tick, and you're going to start a wavy line like this. Then from that wavy line, we're going to start thin at this end, gradually go thicker as you work your way down. And then I'm going to split this with a line down the middle just for the opportunity to use more than one color. Now I'm going to add hair, and I'm going to give him little cloud hair on either side of his head. Keep him bald on the top. Kind of funny for a clown. We're going to give him triangle eyebrows because his hat is here, so we're going to kind of work where the eyebrow would be on that side. Then we're going to take and make it thin at the one end, a little thicker towards the middle, thin down at this end. Then you're going to do the same on the other side, okay? Now, I'm going to go in here now and add polka dots. So some of the polka dots are going to be cut off. Some will be whole. This kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to watch Mr. Dress Up. He always did drawings on his show, and I always thought it was like magic. And this is kind of giving me a Mr. Dress Up moment right now. It's kind of funny. All right, so now I'm going to start some color. So once you get to this point, you have to decide what you want to color it in. Now remember, yours is going to be in pencil so that you're able to erase. One of the lines that you might want to erase is this one right here. So I'm not going to bother because I did mine in marker, and I'm just going to cover it up. So I'm going to use chalk pastel, but if you have crayons at home, you don't have pastel, just do it in crayon, or you can do it in colored pencil. You can do it in paint if you want too. So I'm going to just start with like a red on his nose, and I'm going to start dark on the outer rim of his nose. I want some highlight. So I'm going to go lighter. So I'm pressing lighter when I'm coming in. And I'm going lighter, 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 like this. Then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to blend it, but I'm going to leave a little edge of white so he looks like he has a highlight on his nose. So I'm going to go nice and dark on this one side and then lighter on the inside. Okay, now we're going to go over to his mouth. I'm going to go right down the line of the mouth, following my curve best you can. I'm going to smudge it with my finger. Now, as you smudge it, you have this great dirt on your finger. We're going to use that for cheeks. If you're using crayon, maybe use a pink on this part so it's a little bit lighter than his mouth. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off my finger and I'm going to switch over to green. And I'm going to do his eyes, and I want to start a little darker on the outer rim. Smudge that so I got a little highlight in his eye. Okay, smudge that, a little highlight in the eye. Okay, now we're going to take a little green and I'm going to use it on the bottom of his eyebrow. I'm going to make his eyebrows rainbow color. So I'm going to use a little orange next. You choose whatever colors you want to use. And I'm going to put a little yellow at the top. And then I'm just going to smudge the transition between the colors like that, just so they have a nice little transition. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to my brown. Start dark on the outer rim of the hat. And then dark at the bottom of the bowl at the top of the hat. A little bit across the back. So a little bit like the nose, you're going to blend your way in, leave a little highlight, maybe not as bright a highlight as on the nose. Okay, now I'm going to take a couple of colors. And I'm just going to make his little ribbon on his hat striped. You do whatever you want. You can make it more polka dots if you want. You can make it wider and add a little pattern. Well, I got the yellow in my hand. Oops. Well, I got the yellow in my hand. I'm going to take and put the center of the flower in yellow. Then I'm going to take my orange and I'm just going to outline my flower with the orange. Then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to smudge in towards the yellow. It's going to give my flower just a bit of shadow. Do the bottom of the center like that. Then take my yellow and I'm going to brighten the petals with the yellow. So it gives the flower a little more of a three-dimensional look. Take a nice bright green. Now this is where you can add a little extra. If you want to add a couple of leaves, you can add leaves if you want. I'm going to do two different colors of green on those leaves. There we go. Smudge them a little bit. Dry your finger off. Color. I'm going to go on his hair now with the orange, and I'm going to use a circular motion so he looks like he has curly hair. So in crayon, this would show up really good. And I'm going to do it with yellow. So if you're doing the pastels, what you do is you just kind of smudge it slightly. So you see the glow between the two colors and you get kind of an in-between shade. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go down to his clothing and I'm going to take the green and I'm going to do one stripe of green just with the side of my pastel. Then I'm going to smudge it. There we go. It's kind of fun. Now I'm going to take a little yellow just to brighten it up. So those of you guys that are in my art class know that the color harmony to green is yellow and blue. So I'm going to use a little bit of blue. I'm going to use a little bit of blue after the yellow just to make the green kind of show the green off a little bit, show off those other colors. Let's smudge this. It all has that soft look. Now, color opposite to green is red. So we're gonna make the polka dots red. Again, I'm just doing the outer edges of the polka dots so that when I'm doing these, this is not the greatest system, but it's working. Any port in a storm, eh guys? Just so you know, a pot, like a stewing pot, works really good as an easel. So I used to have a pot at home that worked really good. So spaghetti pot upside down or a stewing pot makes a good easel. Take a pot that has the right height. So I'm going to smudge them now so that the little centers of the circles have a little highlight. Now, because you guys have done yours in pencil, now if you want, you can add more color inside, but we're not going to worry about that. But I'll let you guys decide if you want to add more color. Also, you can use a little flesh tone and keep the white around his face, maybe the white, and then do some flesh tone in here. I'll let you decide. So on his outline, you've got pencils. So I want you to either use a black color pencil, black watercolor pencil. You could use a marker if you want, or you can use a black charcoal or pastel. So on the pastel, if you're using it, start at the top. You have a tendency to lean on your picture, so it does make a bit of a mess on your picture. If you do get fingerprints on your picture, use a little bit of knead eraser. So if you get a fingerprint, take knead eraser and that will take the fingerprints right off, or regular eraser if you don't have it. Stick tack works really good, but the knead eraser is really good for pastels. So we're gonna go like this now. So don't make your parents go out and buy things. We're just working with what you got at home right now. All right, so I'm gonna just outline this. So you'll see this will make your colors pop. So everything that you had originally done in watercolor, you're now, or watercolor, in pencil, you are now doing in your black. So the black is a little more character-like, not as realistic. It's a little more cartoony, but it does lean to this picture a little more. Okay. Make him have a little brighter pupil. And you can do his eyebrows. Okay. And I think I got it all. You can be neater than Miss Julia. This is a one-take video. There we go. Just give him a little shadow. All right. So I want you to try this, and those of you that are older, go nuts. Like, give me your version of this. It would be really cool to see some of you advanced students show the little guys what they can do with this. If you make your face really small, add a body to it. Put a little big top tent in the back, you know, add some butterflies or bees or something to the background. It would be kind of cool. So there's your finished clown. Sign your name and send it on, and we will enjoy everybody's online afterwards, and that would be really cool. Okay, have fun. And we have a little painting one coming up too.